for the second time in his NASCAR career. He was a pole sitter here in 2009. Martin Truex Jr., his first year with this race team. And he drives the number 78 Furniture Row Chevrolet for Furniture Row and Barney Visser. He's joined by his crew chief, Todd Berrier, who was a Daytona 500 winning crew chief in 2007 with Kevin Harvick. Congratulations, Martin.
Thank you.
Talk about what it means to be starting on the front row from next Sunday.
Well, it means a ton to me. I mean, obviously, going to a new team, this is, the kind of thing that you look for. Can't say how proud I am of Todd and Cole and Barney and everybody at, Furniture Row Racing for what they've been able to do. And, it's pretty amazing to not test, run one run yesterday. Literally, this was only the second time the car had been on the racetrack. And just shows, what kind of race cars this team builds. And just proud to be the one holding the gas on the floor today.
And Todd, congratulations. Got a new driver here in the Martin Truex Jr. He knows how to wheel a car, and you know how to win the Daytona 500. So how's that combination going to work for you?
It should work good. At the end of the day, if we can keep him talked into not practicing, the less we practice, the better we're going to be. So
there you go.
That's why I'm trying to sell him on that. So if you guys will help me do that, we'll be good.
All right, we'll take questions now for Martin and Todd. We'll start here, Lee.
That's good.
We'll go to my man right here, Chris, I believe it is. I got that right? Yeah.
Lee Spencer, FoxSports.com. Todd, Martin said you were a little superstitious and you're trying to follow the same game plan that you had when you won the Daytona 500 with Kevin. Can you elaborate, please?
I've came here a lot of times, and there's been several times we've came here not tested, and with that being said, it's easy to say we didn't test, but at the same time, you got RCR's group that's testing, and doing that stuff, and and we're affiliated with those guys, and it's an open book when it comes to that. So, at the end of if those guys hadn't tested, it wouldn't even been an option for us. So, there was, even previously when we didn't test here, there was cars in the organization that came and tested. So, with that being said, I still felt really good about, continuing to work in the wind tunnel, continuing to work in the shop, and do all the detailed work that it takes to make the cars go fast. And I felt like that, you're better suited to do that work in the shop. And while those guys were down here testing, we were back there beating the car up, trying to, get just a little bit more out of it. Obviously, we should have started a week sooner, I think. But at the end of the day, we were pretty close.
Were you superstitious, though?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm superstitious.
That was a good guess. I was just guessing when I said that. That was the only thing I could come up with on why you didn't want to test.
I guess, what is it, Gil? $50 bills and green. Gil and shoes. I don't know how many races that, we'd run bad or whatever, and I'd leave my shoes at the track, and walk home with my socks or whatever. So, yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Chris.
Chris Knight, EdgeFence.com. Martin, despite not testing in the light practice yesterday, were you surprised by how fast you guys ran your lap in the Daytona 500 qualifying?
No, not really, because yesterday, the first run out out of everyone's first run, I believe, except for the 27s, we ran the quickest lap. Everyone that went faster did it on their second or third runs yesterday. So I knew we were in the ballpark, but, to pick up whatever it was, 4/10 from yesterday to today, you just never know. I had no idea. All I do is get in there and hold the throttle on the floor. I thought on the lap that it felt good based on my RPM and where it was, and the wind was quite a bit different today. So honestly, you never know. I honestly, we're watching TV when I seen that Biffle ran in the 45-second bracket. I honestly thought that was going to be really tough to beat. And then Newman went out and went fast, and of course then Austin went and put up a big number, and I was like, okay, now I think we do have a shot now. So you just never know till you go here. It's so many little tiny things that the team do to find that little bit of speed, and fortunately, Todd and the guys did a great job of finding some.
Bruce, right over your right shoulder there. Andrew.
Martin, Danny Truex just said a few minutes ago that you thought that if you knocked Austin...
Danny Truex? Who's that?
Danny Lawrence, sorry.
I'm like, who you
Martin Lawrence. I got Martin Lawrence on the brain.
Danny?
Yeah, your cousin.
Martin Lawrence was in here?
Yeah,
wow.
no. Anyway, Danny Lawrence just said earlier that you were afraid if you knocked Austin off the pole, you might not get as good an engine for the rest of the season.
I was.
Talk a little bit about how good this engine is and how close it is to what the A teams, the Childress guys have.
Well, it's obviously it's good enough to be on the front row, so it's pretty dang good. Yeah, obviously without that, that thing under the hood, we you know, we wouldn't be where we're at. So we obviously owe a lot to them, Richie Gilmore, Danny Lawrence, everybody at ECR. It's been quite a few years since I ran an ECR engine. I think last time I did was here at Daytona. I was on the pole. So got a pretty good track record of qualifying here with an ECR engine under the hood. And obviously they're building some big power. And definitely glad I didn't knock the 3 off the pole. That's all I'm going to say. We'll wait till July to get ours.
Back over here, Hill's got a question. Andrew?
Yeah, for Todd. Hill Overton, WNDB Radio. Todd, you guys come a long way from Denver to get here with that car. Have you had a chance to get it in the wind tunnel much to get the kind of results you got? You do static or you do rolling road, such as over at Windshear?
Yeah, no, we tested this car a few times, and actually the week that those guys were here actually on track testing, we had this actual car in the wind tunnel again for the 2nd or 3rd time or something. But no, we don't do rolling road, but we do static wind tunnel testing. We do it Aerodyne.
Far left over here, Stanley.
Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. Todd, why the decision to run just one lap, and before qualifying? What did you already know, or did you just feel that confident?
You know, your work's done at the shop. You really don't get them a lot better when you get here. I was raised, you know, Richard taught me not to practice. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I've pretty much followed suit with that my whole career. And then things have changed because I saw Gil and them practicing every practice, and I couldn't really believe that was actually allowed. But, you know, there was just... Copy, got it.
Final question right here, Dwight.
Dwight Drum, RaceStake.com. Martin, all the teams and the drivers, they've come into the new season with a new slate and upbeat and everything else. But when you get something like this happening right away, does that make a big difference, and how long do you think it'll last for you?
It'll last till Thursday, you know. That's a good thing about qualifying here. You get to think about it for a few days, not just overnight. So, yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. Honestly, it's a big deal for the guys that put in all the hard work, building the race cars, going to the wind tunnel, the guys that drive it back and forth across the country, the engine shop guys. You know, I think for me, it's just, you know, it just makes me feel good that, you know, I've got a great team that can build fast race cars. And obviously, you know, I knew coming in that they were going to be able to do that. They did it last year. And so it's fun to go to the racetrack when you know your stuff's going to be fast. And, you know, I just hope, again, I can do a great job for them this year. This is, you know, a lot different than what we're going to do all year, where we need to really be strong. And so this is just a start for us. And, you know, we've got a lot of work to do still this week, get the car driving good in the pack. And, you know, we obviously want to win the Daytona 500. So qualifying, you know, you can start dead last and win this thing. So it's not over. There's a lot of work to do. Just proud of the guys, and, you know, they should definitely be patted on the back for their efforts here.